Last we left off, the group had found themselves in quite the predicament, with the casters on a set path that led them to an arrangement that more or less frazzled the kingdom's head arcane master, Jocelyn, with the bizarre nature of what had been procured from whatever place they had found themselves in via the interruption of someone that the supposed dream taking from what they had Nope.
Can speak?
No. Wrong. Via the interruption of someone from that supposed dream taking what had been dropped by Natalie, that left the rest of the party to do as they wished for the rest of the day. God, I could not say that entire sentence in one go. Cole had left the inn to take a walk outside of the kingdom, with Naminue following behind the entire way to a part of the patches of forested area where he could have a discussion with what seemed to be an expensive-looking ring and talking to thin air. Lysera had found her way into the promenade in order to find someone to repair.
You good?
No.
You're just not allowed to talk there.
No. I already told you, I rolled a natural 2.
Our DM is currently having a bad day with luck and words.
Hi, sorry, head of the fucking episode. I have a bad luck today. Point in case. In order to find someone to repair a moonstone pendant, eventually coming across an alchemist that dabbled in more than a few trades, as leaving the pendant with her led her to Voltiac's light to find something that would help her out more than the coin that was fairly insisted. However, what Lysera found was a few more allies, powerful at front, but definitely more of a guarded sort, as well as what could very well be a familiar type of ally towards her. Friendlier than perhaps she expected. Persuading them into believing the truth she spoke of a dragon, great. This is going great.
This is going wonderfully. We're all going to have a really easy session, everybody. Applaud our crazy DM. Please.
I'm going insane. Persuading them into believing the truth she spoke of a shadow dragon that they had unintentionally perhaps set loose into the world due to complications with another party member of hers. She spoke with them and then offered the what is happening to my voice? I am dying slowly. Okay. After speaking with motherfucker. After speaking with the small group, she left back to the inn to discuss among the rest of her companions what they should do next, deciding on the bounty of the wyvern problem in the Desserin Valley. Now with the time easing into Goodbye.
Do you need a moment?
I need like 10 years.
Do you need a moment and a Mentos?
You need several moments?
I need 10 years.
Okay.
Anyway, moving on. Yeah, no kidding. Now with the time easing into mid-afternoon, they just have to decide how to travel and when to leave. They're freaking help me. You guys have recently seen your cleric head back upstairs in a tizzy after having remembered her outfit from the dream possibly not being there, as well as noticing a few odd choices in detail that your dear DM absolutely looked over. But it's okay. We're leaving off right where we left off. Can't talk. I'm gonna go get tea. You guys have fun with that.
A good idea.
I need tea.
Okay, now that we have completely murdered our DM for at least the beginning of this episode, I'm going to give our DM just a couple of minutes while I sort of take over, I guess, for talking at least. Ryan is currently running up the stairs, realizing that her costume that she had worn for the festival, is it there or is it not, or what state is it in? Natalie also, I think, were you doing something with your costume? Yes, no?
No, Natalie realized. Oh, no, she checked her pack and realized the pieces of the costume were still there.
Okay.
Because it hadn't been made.
Alrighty then. We have a dragonborn running up the stairs.
Thump, thump.
Thank you.
Oh, wait, have I saying stuff?
Yes, please.
Okay, I just now
Rand
got
throws
tea.
open. Okay. Rand throws open the closet door.
There's no costume,
Thud.
but there is the coat.
Ooh.
What'd you say?
There is the coat that you had used with Natalie's help to make the costume.
Ah. She gasps, falls to the floor,
Oh no.
vows to make another better costume. Someday she will avenge.
We shall avenge the fallen clothes.
It's actually around this time that the whole dream discussion is happening with a very uncomfortable Cole and Natalie.
And a very confused Lithera.
Mm-hmm. I can't talk. Everything's a soap opera. Cheers. I need vodka.
Rand's heading back out, by the way, now. Whenever.
Okay.
There actually is
Don't-
cherry vodka in the fridge. Is the fun bit.
I have some raspberry vodka and some
Hey.
normal vodka.
Anyway, sorry. Your DM is just slowly combusting internally.
It's fine.
I am a fucking delight.
You are.
Why would you not be?
I agree.
Anyway, you guys need to further discuss what you're doing. Fucking Joker. He tried to steal my charger.
What was the name of where we're going again?
Desserin Valley. Around the Wyvern Tor is what Lysera said.
All right. With how far off that is, Natalie wouldn't really know much about it. So, have any of you been around that area before?
Lithera chuckles. Yes, quite a bit.
Oh, then how would we get from, well, here to there?
Lithera sighs. I'd need a map first.
That would probably help. Suppose we should probably go get one then.
I'll agree with that. Then we can figure out our best plan.
I'm trying to fuss with my cat because he's trying to steal my laptop charger. You already have the D4, motherfucker. I'm sorry.
So I guess Natalie will get up from the table and start heading off to the exit to go get a map.
It just occurred to me that for the time being, I'm going to have to the light.
Yep.
I sound sarcastic all the time. Great. Anyway.
Luthera gets up to follow.
Okay. I need both of you to roll investigation.
All right.
Oh, Lord.
There's
Goodbye.
really
Computer.
Goodbye, die.
This isn't going to be a long, drawn-out thing. It's just to see if you guys find a place.
Nat 1.
Oh.
What
That's a
is
9.
that map?
So to counteract the Nat 1, Nat 20.
The DM's worst fucking nightmare.
I've just been wandering around for most of our life, town to town.
Yes, min-maxing.
Followed paths. Apparently never used a map before.
It seems like your dice are actively trying to, capitalize on my bad luck day.
This is why I get concerned whenever I say I have to roll.
Okay. Natalie, you're still trying to process the fact that Naminue had so casually brought up something that you kind of don't really want to think about right now. And the fact that Cole was offering to just hightail it and leave Luthera to deal with that. So you're not even paying attention to where you're walking and almost bump into a couple of people, but Luthera pulls you out of the way right before you bump into them. Luthera, you're used to this entire ordeal, and you've wandered around the promenade enough to know that there are certain sections, certain places that have more of a certain profession. As with people who work in alchemy, stay near the northeastern part of the promenade, while people who work more in tomes and parchment stay a little bit closer towards the Cloud District. So after asking around and making sure Natalie does not get herself lost by looking around and seemingly being quite distracted by something that she's thinking about or is seeing that you're not, you manage to find your way to a cartographer, relatively small building, but gives you no trouble whatsoever and offers you a map of the Sword Coast with 15 gold. For the sake of brevity, I'm not going to try this.
15 gold. Works for me.
So after giving the gold to the cartographer, he wishes you a good day and hands off the map to you, and you make sure Natalie is still with you because she seems to be very good at disappearing at random moments, and even she doesn't seem to know what's going on half the time. And so you head back to the inn.
Wow, way to call me out like that.
You rolled a 1.
Yeah.
I was being too nice before.
I have a question, dear DM.
Yes.
Is our alchemist lady who was working on the Moonstone Pendant on the way?
Yes. A little ways out of the way, but not by much.
Okay. I would like to stop by there first.
All right.
She
With
said
Natalie?
it wouldn't take long. Yes. Dragging a stunned druid with me. That works.
So, Natalie, you're being dragged along outside of the pathway that you know leads back to the inn, down another path toward a series of shops and small houses in the promenade. And the third seems to know exactly where she's going. You have no idea what's over here, and for once you're just like, maybe I should pay a little bit more attention to my surroundings and stick with her.
I thought
you rolled
we
a
were
1.
going to the... Oh, never mind.
You rolled a 1, you get to be stunned for a little while.
It's fine. This is why the counteraction of the 20 worked just fine. I won't lose a druid like we lose Diminue relatively often. The wandering gnome.
At least Natalie can find you if she needs to.
point.
Sarah, you hear Natalie briefly question what you're doing and then go, wait, never mind. Just continuing to follow after you.
Sarah glances back over her shoulder at Natalie. We're going to retrieve something really quick.
All right then. What exactly?
Something I was having repaired.
Oh, if you needed something fixed, you'll need to let me know.
Can you fix enchanted items?
No, it's a bit out of my expertise. Sorry.
With that, you both step up to the rather humble-looking shop with, it seems as if it's a little bit more singed around the doorway, Lithera.
Lithera squints and very carefully knocks before opening the door.
Really funny. Oh, good. My document's lagging out again.
Computer.
Sorry. He's making noises.
Fine. I have to make sure my document stops lagging. At this point, I really should just make an entire notebook because it's easier. And a notebook won't lag. I might.
This is true. Yeah.
I might.
Why do you think I have, 3 notebooks in front of me?
Great, it's fine. Everything's fine.
Uh-huh. I don't believe you.
I don't believe myself. Okay.
Perhaps the floor of my basement was not the most comfortable place.
Why would you... Okay, I can't find it, and my document lagged out. So we're gonna roll with it. Act as if I know what I'm doing.
Mm-hmm.
I do, I promise. It's just, I may have forgotten something about Ashley. It's okay. Natalie, you walk in with Lithera to a... You would assume that an alchemist shop should not look as if there were a chemical explosion that decided to happen in the middle of it. But regardless, there's definitely a singe around it. As if there was a light fire burning, controlled, but still not great around alchemical structures. The most of the damage seems contained towards the counter, where there is a small lantern light there that Lithera wasn't there before. And Ashley is nowhere to be seen.
Lithera, did it look, in this state last time you were here?
No. Be on guard.
About 10 seconds pass, and there's a shuffle of cloth and footsteps. And then a clatter of something hard against the wood of the floor. And then a very quiet shit from a room behind the counter.
Hello? Lithera just is going to call out.
There's another clatter. It sounds more as a result of a sudden voice than anything else. And then, sorry, I'll be right out. I'm just taking care of something. And then faster
Take your time.
Doesn't seem to hear that part. There's still fast movements and the collecting of what sounds like several glass objects in the same place. Which anybody who has handled glassware before, usually fast handling in the same location tends to make them fracture or break. which is
Sarah's
exactly
just
what
going to
seems to
sigh.
happen. And there is a crash against the floor, and another quiet, oh hell.
Do you need any help in there?
No, I got it. Everything is perfectly fine.
Lithera sighs. Alchemist.
After about a minute of the charade, out steps a rather frazzled-looking woman with her hair slightly singed around the edges and wearing goggles that kind of have soot on the frames and the lenses. And she looks at the both of you and then smiles. Oh, you, right. I will be right back. I kind of forgot. And rushes back into the room.
We hear more crashes immediately.
Sarah chuckles.
After about 20 seconds of surprisingly no crashes, now knowing what she's looking for, she comes back out with a pristine and completely fixed moonstone pendant and holds it out to you, Lithera. Here you are. Bright as rain.
Oh, thank you. Thank you so much.
No problem. How's your trip to the Adventurers Guild?
Fruitful. It appears, however, that a fellow of mine already picked up everything that you could have asked for. So we're heading towards the Deathrin Valley as we speak.
Ooh,
we're getting ready.
Have fun with
that. We'll see.
You realize now, Lithera and Natalie, that her hands are also covered in soot and black powder almost.
Hello.
Somehow, the item that you retrieved, Lithera, is pristine. You're not quite sure how, all things considered.
It's fine.
Right, so is there any more I can do for you, ladies?
I don't
Nessie, I know
anything to fix.
Lithera just glances at all of the soot and then the rather entertaining ring on the floor. What in the world do I even want to know what you were doing?
Okay, yes, I'm fine with that. I wasn't sure if this was like normal or...
She makes a gesture like her hand like it's not quite normal, but it's also kind of thing she's used to. It's normal for me, probably not normal for customers. It's contained, don't worry. And she rubs at her temple, and there's a smear of soot and black powder there now.
Lithera chuckles. Well, thank you for your assistance.
No problem. Have fun.
We'll try.
Don't get yourselves killed.
No promises.
She laughs at that, and you hear a slightly contained... And he's like, I should go check on that.
Yes. See you when we get back.
See you. And she rushes back to take care of whatever seemingly either lit on fire or exploded. Leaving both of you in an interesting situation.
So, what does that do? As Natalie points to the amulet you just got back.
Lithera smiles as she looks it over and then slips it on over her head. Let's just say this will help.
Oh, all right. And in what way, if you don't mind asking?
It is a symbol of my goddess.
Oh. Natalie's not really continuing to press for questions at the moment.
Luthera chuckles, places a hand on Natalie's shoulder, and goes, "We are always guided." And then turns towards the door.
Natalie's not really sure what to think of that, but follows.
So the both of you head out and presumably go back to the inn?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So, Cole and Minue concurrently are just now watching Ryan come back downstairs as the two of them leave. Minue is still trying to process slightly how all of them could have had such similar dreams and then Luthera apparently didn't.
Wait, is Rayanne downstairs yet, or?
Yes. Got downstairs the moment Luthera and Natalie left.
Nice. Alright, so we have a costume to make. Not right now. Some point.
Cole's just being silent and broody.
Nothing changed.
Rayanne looks over to Cole and just like kind of hesitantly pats him on the back and is like, you know, new outfit, new me, we're good. Was very awkward about it.
We have such a group of antisocial people.
It's going to be delightful.
At the silence, Rayanne just walks slightly farther away.
It's always fun to watch people who barely know each other try and get things done.
Yeah.
It is, isn't it?
Delightful little party.
So,
Minue looks
So?
up towards you, Ryan, and says, well, shouldn't we try and figure out where the best place to start is for our travel while they're out and about?
yeah. Good plan.
Either of you have any good ideas?
Is this the part where me knowing anything about ships or travel would probably help me roleplay this character?
You weren't there for the discussion of how long it would take and what would be best. It happened fairly quickly, and you were lamenting your costume, so I don't know.
Okay.
As the group talked about routes without the map.
Pretty much. You guys can choose to wait until they get back. It's up to you.
Do you?
Just wait in awkward silence.
I am about to just go grab an entire bag of sugar. I'm sorry. Sugar will not help my current headache.
That bad, huh?
Uh-huh.
Oh.
It's fine. Don't worry about it. Would you like to just wait until they get back?
Yeah, they were grabbing a map.
All right. So, listen, this session's a little awkward because we haven't been playing constant sessions for 3 weeks in a row.
Yeah.
That's mentioned, of course, the one session we're supposed to jump right back in on is the one with like 2 weeks between.
Yep.
Yeah, that's a problem. So, Lucera and Natalie, you get back to Ryan being downstairs and waiting with Niminue and Cole being kind of awkward towards each other for some reason. Well, Sarah, you have no idea what this reason is, but Natalie, you have a feeling that the dream is a bit more inclusive of feelings right now.
Wouldn't be surprised.
Well, Sarah, everyone's still acting really fucking weird.
We stopped the map.
I don't know why my computer's doing this. It keeps saying update app settings, and I don't know why it's making me go through this. I'm so sorry for the distracting noises.
It's okay.
It's okay.
Thank you.
Lucera gives the group a look over again, like, what in the hell is wrong with you people? Before just walking over to the table and laying out the map.
So we're headed to Wyvern Tour, you said, right?
Yes, in the Desert Valley. And Lucera finds the city on the map and then walks her fingers all the way up to the Desert Valley, the Sword Mountains, and the Wyvern Tor in the Sword Mountains. Here. We would be here. It's a long trek.
Oh, well, yep, that sure does look like a ways away.
Lucera frowns, looking it over. We could take a ship out of Akala and sail to Waterdeep. It would make it much faster.
This sounds like a good idea. But I'm not really all that experienced with ships.
Neither am I, really.
One way or the other, we'd still need to get it caught once in Waterdeep.
I've got this, guys.
That startles Lucera slightly because all of a sudden, Dragonborn is very excited.
That also startles Cole a bit.
I've get back on a boat for so long.
Lucera gives her a weird look, like, what is going on?
Don't worry, guys. I've got this. She explains nothing more.
I'm just going to assume that she has worked with boats before.
Sounds like it. That port city isn't too far from here, actually. We could also try and get a ship from the ports here if we need it.
I don't know much about how, like, this is, like, not scary. I don't know much about, like, how talking, like, would Rayan realistically, like, know people?
Hold on, just a moment.
I'm sorry.
Would Rayan what?
Would she, like, know people in the shipping?
In this area, Not specifically, because
Okay.
this kingdom is new to her. This region of Faerun is new. But because of your background, you might still be able to have a workaround. I'm making that feature a little looser because that's really specific of a trait.
Great.
Because otherwise it's a problem. But yeah, Rayan would not specifically know people here, but she is a sailor. So a little bit better of a leeway with crews and captains.
All right. Well, I'm sure we can find someone who has a ship that they'll give us.
I doubt we could sail a ship.
I can sail a ship.
Yes, but the rest of it, us can't crew it.
I'm sure we could try, right? I mean, if that's what it takes to get where we need to go.
We could actually pay passage.
That might be a better idea. Have any of you been on a ship before?
Yes.
Not really, no.
I personally haven't, but I'm sure it can't be that bad, right?
Luthera's just going to, like, rub at her eyes and, like, oh god, this is the group I'm with.
Right, so why don't we head to the docks and see if we can find something here, or go to that other city. That's the DM thing. That's not the character. I just can't fucking talk. Fuck. Anyway, ignore me. We could head to the docks. Sound like a plan to you guys?
Sounds great. That would be a good place to get a ship.
Good one.
Small DM problem. My hands have been stolen.
Your hands?
Yes.
Someone has a cat.
Oh.
I have no hands. This is a mess of a recording.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
This was a mess the moment I started talking. Just lay me down in a river.
Thank you.
Anyhow. So are we all
Your hands
headed?
have been stolen, my feet have been stolen.
Together we are. Never mind.
Just before we get up, Natalie looks at the corner of the map where we all are. It seems like she finally realized where we actually were on that map.
Mhm. You're a little.
Just
took
the entire conversation there.
She's a mood. So who's all going to go get the ship? Do we all want to go and get acquainted with the crew if we find one?
I would say that would be the smartest plan.
Mhm.
Yeah. Maybe let me do the talking, though.
If you say so.
Sure.
If you know the most about this, then yes, that makes sense.
Right then, let's get going. And Nimue stands up and cheerily drags you, Natalie, out the door with her.
Oh, all right.
Natalie is having a day.
Cole just looks happy that it's not him.
This is a recurring theme now, huh?
It's just a recurring thing today, so yeah, not stopping it, I guess.
It's
Will we
also
have to roll an investigation check to find the docks?
No,
Okay.
I'm not that bad.
I know you guys are all going crazy over your dream and whatnot, but please, please don't make Luthera drag everybody along like a bunch of children.
Like, she
I beg
already
of you.
doesn't?
Shh, shh.
Cole isn't that bad.
Rand's
Yeah.
getting along.
Currently? Is currently Cole not that bad? Hmm?
Hmm.
I'm trying to do something, don't mind me.
Okay.
At the
Sorry.
request of your ranger.
Yep. I'm currently working on the map so that we can actually know where the fuck we are.
That would be a good idea.
Out of character, I know where on the map we're going, but I'm not entirely sure where we are on it.
That's an oversight by yours truly, which is why I have the godsend of Nini.
This is why you have 2 DMs in this fucking chat room. Don't worry about it. I have your ass covered. It's fine. The fuck sort of noise is that?
That was
Using
a phone vibration.
maybe using
That
my
was
phone
not
as- So yeah, when the phone vibrates, I just turned it to mute so it wouldn't. But
Also, by the way, Nini, it does take up that area, so that other city there doesn't quite exist. So you're aware. But very easily you all find yourselves towards the dock area of this particular portion of the kingdom. I can talk. I should not be DMing today.
I suppose we all follow Ryan's lead.
Mm-hmm.
Indeed.
nice.
You have the floor.
You all come up towards the docks, and there are a couple of ships docked here, and some of them are unloading equipment and crates that have been brought from several other places. Some of them look as if they were made by elves, others by human design, others definitely by dwarvish design. They seem to come from all over. But the ones that are there seem mostly merchant ships, and there are a couple of larger ones. And there is a human man, about 5'10", giving orders to a group of 10 to 15 other, what looks like his own crew, telling them to unload everything on on a ship that he is currently standing at the end of a gangplank on, which is much larger than the rest of the vessels that you're seeing. And the man up close, as you come a little bit closer, not quite getting into his line of sight because there is a bit of foot traffic here around this time. So he's not really paying attention to anybody outright, aside from his crew, as it seems. Has pulled back long, dark hair and weathered, sun-marred skin with several scars, definitely from having his fair share of fights in the past. Up there in years, you'd gander probably late 40s, early 50s, though he looks damn good for his age. In a well-kept, though losing color in patches, captain's coat. He doesn't seem to pay you any mind, even as you approach. Instead, barking orders to his crew and making sure everything is going the way that it should. Who's approaching?
Oh.
For those of you interested, current location, yes, it's far as hell.
Wait, far south of what?
Yep, there we are. Okay.
Wait, so can we like are we near him so we can like talk to him, or?
You're about 60 feet away. He doesn't seem to pay any mind to you.
Rand shouts hello and walks towards him while shouting hello. It wasn't just like a hello, you know.
You see him pause for a moment, mostly out of wondering if that was towards him, because there are other people around that you could have shouted this to. But out of the corner of his eye, he seems to notice that you're walking up and stops the orders that he's giving out. And the two people that were in front of him actually look towards you as well. A elven woman with series of light armor and a sword at her side, carrying a couple of small boxes in one arm and a satchel across her chest that seems like it's seen better days. And her hair is pulled back into a neat. God damn it! Excuse me. This is why I have tea.
Our DM is dying.
Mm-hmm. Her long black hair is tied up in a neat braid that falls to about mid-back. And she doesn't seem all that impressed with your approach. And the other one is what seems like a orc, but on the small side for those of such a race. But he doesn't even give a second glance towards you. And there's a long set of claw marks across the right side of his face, which is the side of his face that you can see. He doesn't even seem to give you any mind, instead turning away and picking up a few large boxes and moving them to the side away so other boxes can be put in that place and could be carried away by other crewmates. The captain looks over at you, and his eyes are a deep, deep blue, and they look over at the elven woman, who shrugs in that manner of, I don't know, don't look at me. And he looks over at you again, Ryan. Hello? Can I help you?
Yes, actually. How do people with ships talk?
Okay, seeing
Like a normal
seeing,
person.
Ryan's struggle here, Natalie's
I-
going to give a quick enhanceability to Ryan's charisma.
Thank you. In character, she's totally good with it.
Good pat on the back.
Hi, we are can we just say in character she's really good at this?
No,
We
I
need
want
to
you to do
ship
this.
Oh, God
We
damn
all
it.
need ship.
So you need to learn how to be a little bit more comfortable with talking because you actually do have proficiency in things that require talking.
Alright. So we're going to need a ship. And you look like very fine ship people. And I too am a ship person. Sailing! The ocean, am I right? Can we have a ship?
We have a...
As the way that you're talking, you can see the captain is just struggling to contain a smile. The elven woman doesn't seem as impressed. In fact, she rolls her eyes and turns to give a few orders towards the orc that sound more like a friend being like, pick up the pace, asshole.
I have grown up on a ship. I swear I know about ships. I will not crash your ship. I promise.
Oh, because you won't be sailing it last. That's my job.
Sounds good.
We just need a ride. We don't need the entire ship to our...
Yes, exactly. We need to book passage to Waterdeep. Please.
He chuckles. Definitely at this point having broken underneath the absurdity of this. Like, alright. Calm down.
Thank you.
You're a bit... You seem like a fine lass, but, he actually just starts chuckling to himself, trying to keep his composure. Mostly because I can't keep my composure right now.
You know what, fair.
It's great, I love you. Like, he's supposed to be serious, but nope, not anymore!
D&D? Serious? Are you crazy? You must be joking.
I need you to just strictly play characters with 0 in charismas from now on.
Mood. But, the captain looks over towards the woman that he was talking to and says, Rosie, do we have a bit more space down below when we go on our next voyage tomorrow? She sighs. You now know her as Rosahi. Yes, we do. But are you sure you want to take on another few? We already have people booking passage to Baldur's Gate, a couple of other places, and we have to make a stop off at Uresa. Oh, don't worry. I'm pretty sure we can handle all of this. What's the worst that could happen? And she stares at him for a moment. You have fought bands of pirates, and you're saying this? I'm hopeful. What can I say?
If you
He
need
just sighs.
someone to defend, if you need some defense upon your ship, we'll happily help.
I would once again like to reiterate, we will not sink your ship.
Beth's just gonna get a sigh from Lizera.
Yes, who...
It's actually exactly in tune with the other Evelyn woman, Rosahi, who just sighs and looks so much more tired than she initially was.
Share my puzzle, or my computer's at 1%. I'm gonna run.
I think Ryan's flare is just moving at the pace of 100 BPM.
Yep.
We're just getting into low-key anxiety mode. He debates this for a
I don't
moment.
think there's anything low-key about the anxiety.
Hello, darkness, my old friend.
We got the ship, didn't we? Okay.
After a moment of consideration and watching the way that Rosahi and the orc male have been exchanging glances between each other this entire time, he sighs and says, "If you can defend and help out a little bit around the ship, I don't see why not."
Helping is my middle name.
He grins and says, "Really? That's a strange name."
The Farah is just going to put her face in her hand.
It's one of those grins where you know that he's fucking with you.
Cole is also face in hands.
Rayan is smiling very wisely.
He's been enjoying the past while.
Natalie's a giggle at that one, relieved that this is all working out. Somehow. Somehow.
Right then. Well, this will be a trip. Vargan, Rosahi, could you come help me out? I need to go set up another few places for our guests. She waves her hand non-committally and says, "Just make sure everything is right. We'll take care of the rest." Lurk doesn't say anything, but he glances at you, Ryan, and squints. He doesn't seem to quite trust that you've been on a ship before. But at the behest of Rosa, he follows after her and seemingly goes to go take care of another few places to set up. Right then, I'm sorry about her. She's just been my right hand for so long. She's more of the serious sort. But you can call me Captain Jax.
Hello, Captain Jax.
If his last name is Pero, I fucking swear.
You did not. You did not just.
It's not, but I love you.
How dare.
I didn't even finish fucking talking and you had to hit me with that. God damn it.
You did this to yourself. I don't know what you were expecting.
It's not even spelled that way.
You did this to yourself if it sounds that way.
You named a Captain Jax. What are you supposed to leave it off with?
Not Pero. You actively try and kill me.
You even introduced him as Captain Jax.
I did this to myself.
You did, and we love you for it. But still, you did this to yourself. I don't know what you were expecting.
Can I finish introducing your captain?
No.
Yes.
Very big mistake. I have alcohol.
Oh my god.
No, go ahead. Keep introducing our captain.
Captain, my captain.
I'm going to fucking combust. For the record, everyone
Combust
that's listening.
Or murder?
Yes. For everyone listening, our dear cleric's player decided to make a joke about Captain Jax and say that his last name is off. Yes, it's spelled like that, babe.
I did nothing of the sort.
It is Jax.
Yeah. Jack and
I
Jack
can't
and
even
Jack.
fucking focus now.
I was about to say.
You're
You know what?
welcome.
None of you fucking get his last name. Fuck you. You guys suck. I'm not allowed to go a single fucking moment. It is not.
I still really don't know what you were expecting from this group.
Yeah, me neither.
I'm Captain Jax Evenwood. It'll be a pleasure to have you on board if you really were a sailing sort in the past. We'll be leaving in about 10 hours. We're leaving at dusk. It's a little bit easier.
Yeah. No one is going to believe Raya has ever been on a ship before. It's going to be great because she actually.
I'm really tempted to just end the fucking session. I hate you guys.
Raya's just managing to literally make everyone think she's lying about. And she's.
Yeah, Cole is like, I don't think. Hold on. I have to make an edit.
I'm going to actually throw you guys into the ocean. You are going to be on a ship that is really easy.
Yeah, that's true.
You guys think you're having fun, but at some point, fun turns into irritating your DM, and Nini knows the problem of that.
At some point, fun turns into a mutiny.
Yes. At some point, one of you is just going to run into a fucking kraken, and I'm not going to be sorry about it.
Cool.
Fair. I think I deserve it.
I definitely deserve it.
I'm not saying a word.
You hear a call from on the ship of Rosahi's voice saying, "We should probably leave at dawn. It'd make it a bit easier on our traveling companions, especially the human one. Especially if they're going to be our defenders on this journey, if I recall correctly." He scratches the back of his head, noticing this. He's like, right, that makes a lot of sense. Not everyone has enchanted lenses. So, I believe you all have the rest of the day and the night to prepare if you need any last things or to make any accommodations. I will be here the rest of the day unloading everything that we've traded and I've gotten for the kingdom. You're welcome to stay here and help out if you'd like, but most people tend not to. It's not like we...
Are there any supplies that we should get for you?
I believe we've got it, thank you.
I am still very willing to help. I do actually have experience on ships. Sailing.
I'm sure you have. If you're so certain about that, you're welcome to go help out my friends over there.
Alright.
So you're stepping up onto the ship?
Yes.
Cole's just gonna watch.
This
He really
is
wants to see the
definitely
film.
a bigger ship than what you're used to. You're used to more of a merchant vessel or, on occasion, a warship, but this is much larger. This is definitely the investment of someone who is planning to spend the rest of their days sailing. And there's still quite a number of people that go in and out from various doors, and Rosahi is currently standing with the orcish male who was named Vargan. Talk.
Why would you want to talk? It's not like you're the DM or anything.
I'm very sorry about hearing. My OneDrive is
I'm driving myself insane. It's okay.
Oh my God.
I need so much fucking vodka. Anyway.
I'm enjoying mine.
So, Ryan, you walk up to Rosahi, being the fact that you know no one else here aside from her and Vargan. And she looks you over. And she's a little smaller than you. But she seems to take into account that you're small for a Dragonborn. And goes, are you sure you've been on a vessel before?
Yes.
I actually want you to roll persuasion.
You have advantage because of enhanceability.
You do have advantage. It's not, well, actually, you're not lying. So, I was actually debating whether or not it'd be deception, but it's not. It is persuasion.
Yeah.
You're not lying. He's just really suspicious of you.
Okay, wait. Persuasion is +0. Oh, great.
What a fucking delight.
I rolled a 6.
Hope the advantage helps.
You do have advantage.
Okay, wait. For advantage, you roll again. Is that how that?
Yes.
Yes.
Roll twice, take the highest.
Alright. Okay, I keep missing this. I got a 7, guys.
Something tells me that's not going to be believed.
You know what? That is appropriate for how things went so far.
God damn it.
The rather upsetting thing is that I rolled a natural 19 for insight.
If she had good insight, maybe she would realize that I am just very dumb.
She stares at you for a good minute and a half while your party is still down on the dock. And eventually sighs, pinching the bridge of her nose in that manner of, God's help me. All right. Gargan, can you go take her down below? Help her out with a bit of the setup. All right. I got it under control. He seems a bit more frustrated that there's another person to look after, and you're getting the sense that it's not only you that's taking passage on this ship. But he does lead you to help with the other crew while I'm watching my cat try and steal my D20.
Aw.
He does not want me to play D&D today.
Like I said, he finds it just the right amount of crunchy.
No. So, Ryan, you're going to be helping out the crew for the rest of the day?
Nice.
And having them believe that you've actually been on a sailing vessel before? I love you, but man, you gotta get used to talking.
Yeah.
Even if you know ships, you sure don't know how to talk about them.
Yeah.
Mood.
We don't usually have to convince people that you know what a ship is when you're on a ship. So.
Wait, sometimes you roll a natural 1 and you don't even know you're on a ship.
Yeah.
Which I did in a different campaign. But anyway.
Oh my god.
Oh, I need that story later.
Oh yeah. It was bad. It was with a bunch of other role players too, so we were all just like, fuck. Anyway, that's a story for later, and if you guys stick around long enough, I will tell you all of the story. Regardless, what are the rest of you doing? Because the captain has now turned to address the fact that there's now a couple of hands missing because there's someone who needed the show around the ship. So there's a couple more humans that look similar to Captain Jax. Thought I'm gonna get the joke every time, aren't I? Wee.
Yeah.
Wee!
I sound so dead because I am. So what are you guys doing for the rest of the day?
I suppose we should get everything else ready if we have a means of transport.
Oh.
Wasn't Cole going to go try and find stuff for ammunition?
Yes.
Is that what you remembered?
That's important.
Cole needs bullets.
The gunslinger needs things for his guns.
Lithera is going to head back towards the inn so that she can inform the innkeeper that they're going to be gone a while.
All right. So you're going
Natalie's
to do
gonna follow.
What is Natalie going to be doing?
Because out of the two, Natalie trusts Lithera a bit more, so she's going to follow Lithera instead of Cole.
Ah.
Ouch!
Ow!
I want you to understand, I just watched my cat try and reach for another couple of dice, and I have my dice container right in front of it, so instead he grabbed the little box you sent me, Nini, and he pulled it over and bonked himself on the head with it, and then he's just staring at me from over the edge of the bed.
Oh.
Stop stealing my dice!
My cat's been in an unstoppable search for nougat the entire day because my friend gave me nougat for Christmas, and I don't like nougat, but he accidentally ate some nougat, and I've said nougat too many times in this conversation. But the point is, I don't want him to eat the nougat, but he has been trying to ceaselessly find some goddamn nougat.
There's a lot of nougat.
Yeah. He had to get surgery once because he ate part of like a flip-flop. It was really a problem.
Oh.
Okay, so because I accidentally forgot there was another person here, I'm saying Naminue also went to help out Ryan, because I cannot run a gnome barbarian. I cannot. I legally can't. I cannot. Not right now. We've spent an hour and 15 minutes on bullying me and my incapability of talking.
That's a perfect use of time.
Thanks. So, Sarah and Natalie are heading back to the inn, and Cole, you're looking for either bullets pre-made or stuff to make them, right?
Yep.
Okay. I need your roll investigation.
Can do. $11.
It takes you upwards of 5 hours, pushing into dusk now. But you don't find pre-made bullets, but you do find the stuff that you need to make your own bullets, as guns of your design are still pretty new. Not a lot of places sell pre-made bullets. But you do find black powder and casings in which to mold them. So mark off 20 gold.
Okay.
You have enough of those supplies to make 25 bullets, normal ones.
Yay.
I need to actually look into how much that would actually cost, but for now we're leaving it as is. So, Lucera and Natalie, you've headed back to the inn.
Mm-hmm.
You walk in, and the keeper of the inn is currently rushing around a little bit. Seemingly the person he hired is not in today, so he's having to do more again. But he doesn't seem to have any problem with it. In fact, he takes seemingly quite a bit of joy in going table to table to see what people need, and doesn't really pay any mind to you both specifically, as he is currently talking with a couple of half-orcs and a couple of humans that were playing poker in a table near the corner.
Athera smiles, watching him work, and sits down at an open table.
Natalie will follow suit.
My fucking cat thing dropped the thing on his head again. Not sure if you heard it. But after about 5 minutes, he notices that you're sitting down and waiting, and makes a gesture of "I'll be right back" to one of the people playing poker in the corner, and walks up to your table and says, "Well, you're back soon. Have nothing to do? No requests from the Queen?"
For the moment. Not that we've heard of.
So what can I do you for?
We wanted to let you know, come tomorrow morning, we shall be embarking for a while.
Headed up for a time, are you?
Yes, to the Destern Valley.
Oof, that's quite a ways out.
It is.
What brings you to a location like that?
A few adventuring contracts.
Yeah, in it for the gold.
Not quite.
Certainly. Well, thanks for giving me the heads up.
Of course.
Better than the last time. He grins as if teasing the both of you.
Lithera gives him a look like, how dare you? Though understanding the teasing, and just goes, that was unexpected, and don't you dare.
Let's just say this is more of an expected venture.
If you say so. At least he gave me the heads up before he decided to disappear into a well-known disappearing forest.
I'll be sure to give you a heads up the next time I decide to disappear off the face of the planet.
Sounds like a plan to me. He chuckles and says, "Well, if you're staying here for one more night, I'm sure I can get the Queen to pay for you. Last meal's on us."
You sure?
Absolutely.
You're far too kind.
I might be, but everyone else won't be.
You've a point on that.
Well then, I look forward to seeing what you bring back. And there's a quiet grumble of someone getting irritated with the poker game, and he looks over, sighs, and says, "Well, kinda made a bet on someone that I probably shouldn't have. Need to get over there.
Good luck.
I might need it." And he heads back over to the poker table, and you realize it's not as busy as it usually is, so he can stay between table to table more. So you're now both in the inn with two of your party members at the ship, and one of them just in the kingdom somewhere off there. Anything else that any of you would like to do? Because at this point, I think Cole, would you be headed back to the inn?
Yes.
So around this time, Cole is stepping into. Actually, Cole, at this point, because you rolled poorly, you wouldn't be back yet. This conversation only took about 15, 20 minutes. You're still trying to find the place?
That's very true.
So we have a wandering gnome and a wandering crate.
Nope.
Human and gnome.
No, the gnome is with the Dragonborn on the ship.
Speaking of,
Speaking of,
Hello. Greetings, lady.
Hi, lady.
Delightful white noise.
Better late than never.
I'm not sure if that's a bad combination or a really good combination.
No, it's fine.
No, I'm asking specifically for like a taste test sort of perspective.
Oh, no, it's pretty good.
Granted, I'm pretty sure I watched my brother make a mimosa several times in a row.
I don't know how to
say
mix
that's a
drinks.
little vodka after he poured in like a whole quarter of the entire glass, but it's fine.
I don't know how to mix drinks. I just throw things together.
I worry about you. Anyway, lady, Naminue is with Ryan on the ship that they have procured from the docks.
Well,
Bye, Nini.
Oh, bye, Nini.
Goodbye.
Whoops.
Yee. But Naminue, you're on the ship with Ryan, helping to get everything situated for their journey tomorrow morning. You have free passage thanks to Ryan's sailor background, but you do have to help out around the ship. Welcome back, Nini. Lady, are you having audio input error?
Oh, dear God.
I was wondering if I was the only one that couldn't hear Lady.
Yeah.
I just hear wonderful white noise.
Yeah, same.
Much
I can
white
hear
noise.
myself speak.
It's ambiance for the sea. Very apt. For those listening, apparently Lady is having some mic issues because it sounds like there's white noise from a noise machine happening.
Yep.
While that's being fixed, hopefully I also hear Lady when she's able to speak. Nope, it sounds like white noise.
Is that...
I just heard Tron noises.
Mood.
I keep seeing your icon light up, Lady, but there's no noise other than like quiet, really quiet white noise static.
Quiet
same
mic.
here. Apologies for those listening.
Do
We're
I
having
have to
audio
treat it
issues.
like a phone call now?
Oh, there's the lady.
Huh?
There's Lady. It seems like. That's unfortunate. So, did you hear me earlier, lady?
As the barbarian, I helped out with heavy lifting.
Good summary. So you and Rayanne are doing that for the rest of the night and getting the first rest on the ship. And solidifying to the rest of the crew that Rayanne actually has been on a ship before. Because I love you.
Thanks.
I love you, but good lord, you need to get a little bit better at talking, and that's coming from me right now. By the way, lady, you missed about an hour and a half of me being incapable of talking.
Also, Miss Jax Pero.
Well,
Yeah,
I guess
Fuck
it
you!
has the perks when my phone wants to charge because it died.
You're not allowed to mention Jack Sparrow when I'm drinking my tea.
You're welcome.
No. Anyway. So, around dusk, with Sarah and Natalie, you see Cole walk in with an okay, decently sized satchel that he keeps at his side now.
Wait, shouldn't we just be starting? Because usually it's supposed to start at 4 p.m. my time, and it's just barely 4.
Are you adjusting time the wrong way from the rest of us? Because you're 2 hours late.
Wait, did daylight savings happen and I didn't notice?
That's still 2 hours.
I think you adjusted the wrong way. Or at least you're adjusting time zones the wrong way, maybe?
Perhaps.
That
All I
was
know is
4
for
p.m.
Arizona,
Eastern.
All I know is for like Arizona, we just time doesn't move back or forwards.
It moves back, but that's still 2 hours.
We're in standard time.
Oh, well, now that I know that daylight savings time started up.
Usually it auto adjusts, which is why I'm worried.
We're still in standard time.
All of my stuff auto adjusts and confuses the fuck out of me all the time, so that's all I know. Regardless, it's fine. It was just an hour of me sitting here just dissociating into the 12th dimension.
Rayanne managed to be so remarkably unconvincing that she managed to convince people that she had never been on a ship before, despite being literally raised on a ship.
Oh, no, the insight roll was high enough that she went, you're not lying, you're just really bad at talking to people.
Yeah.
That's what it was. It's just like, I believe you, close. And I kind of take pity on the fact that you don't know how to talk to people. That's what happened.
Mm. She was very close to convincing a She was very convincing and not.
Could we have your boat?
Can we have your boat?
Can we have your boat? She says to the captain of the ship. Who is not dead as far as he's concerned.
Not for long.
His first mate is right the fuck in front of him.
Not dead yet.
That's threatening.
Maybe don't threaten people giving us a ride for free.
I feel like my character would go over and bonk him on the head if he tried to threaten the...
Cole's not even there. Cole just walked into the inn with a bag.
Yeah, bag of stuff.
Bag of stuff.
PM. I'm currently annoying my cat until he gives me back my dice.
Good plan.
All I'm getting is a so delightful. Anyway, we've spent way too much time on the nuances of nobody in this fucking team apparently can talk to people.
Yeah.
Let's continue.
So, just for brevity's sake and us not spending another 25 minutes bullying me about the name of a captain. One of these days, I swear. We can just
I'm
say
innocent.
you are not.
Could elaborate, or
We're just going to say it is now early morning, and you all have adjusted the way you've slept. And Ryan and Naminue, you're already on the ship, so the crew being up and at 'em as if it's midday, kind of. Ryan, even though you're used to being on a sailing vessel because of the way you grew up, you still don't like being woken up really early in the morning,
Yes, Fran has never been a morning person.
which is not great for a sailor. But because you're trying to be courteous, you shrug it off rather reluctantly and go out to help. And surprisingly, Naminue is up before you, and you go to wake her up, and she's not there, and you assume that she's already out helping.
See, no one ever said Fran.
We said you're a sailor. We've never classified how good you are at being a sailor.
Exactly.
Your background might say that you're good. Your attitude does not.
Yeah, well, her entire family did kind of die in a ship, so
you don't know that.
Maybe that's
Anyway.
got something to do with it.
that backstory?
Everything's fine. Don't worry about it. Natalie, Lucera, and Cole, assuming that you would head out after giving notice to the innkeeper that you're headed out today, you head to the docks, and the captain isn't waiting for you, but rather Rosahi is, and she's got a new jacket on that she did not have before that matches the same setup as the captain, but much less fancy, more practical than design-based. She seems to be waiting for someone, probably you.
Question.
Mm-hmm.
Since I have actually been on a ship before, would I be able to tell if she is the first mate or not?
Yes, she is.
Oh, good. There we go. Lucera walks up to her and asks, "Where would you like me to be to keep watch?"
She looks you up and down, Lucera. Not in the sense of condescending manner. You get the gist that she's not intentionally being standoffish. It's just her job to make sure everything's going right. And says, "Crow's Nest."
Done. And Lucera moves to get on board and to head towards the crow's nest.
She looks at Natalie and Cole and then gestures to get on board. We'll figure out your stations later. I have to go talk to the captain.
Alright. Just
Thank you.
tell me what to do and I'll do it to the best of my ability.
She goes to step onto the gangplank leading up to the ship, smirks, and then keeps walking. So both of you walk behind her onto the ship, and a couple of the crew hands take back the plank and things start to get moving. Meanwhile, you watch Rosahi walk into the... God, what is my brain? My brain's not having it today. Oh, God. Excuse me for a moment.
No problem.
I mentioned my headache earlier.
Bry.
Yes. I don't have any medicine. We ran out yesterday. I'm fine. I'm good. Don't worry about it.
Nope.
I am actually going to strangle my boyfriend, but it's okay.
Why? I have done nothing wrong.
Wrong. Lying to me is what you did wrong.
I'm innocent.
Making it worse. But, you see, Rosahi step out with Jax, and Jax looks as carefree as ever, but Rosahi seems to be genuinely concerned about something that they're talking to quietly to hear over the constant shuffling and shouting of crew talking to each other. Is there something that either Cole, Natalie, Ryan, or Naminue want to do?
I can't think of anything.
I can't think of anything either.
You're just enjoying the view?
Yeah.
Rand stares out into the water.
I don't think that this would be Cole's first time on a ship, but it's probably been a while.
This is definitely Natalie's first time on a ship, and she summons Russet to help. I mean, not to help, but to also enjoy the view, just looking off the side.
And with it being a clear, cloudless day, it's really beautiful out at this time of day. Ryan, you're used to this sort of sight, but you haven't been on a ship in a long while, so it's kind of nostalgic for you. Hold on, let me turn off my lights.
Lithera, once she gets up into the crow's nest, is going to tie off a lifeline, just to be sure, and make herself comfortable keeping watch.
All right. So without much problem or any sort of hitch, the ship starts to get to sailing, because the lights turning off did not help. Delightful. Yes, you are right, Nini. So at this point, because it's sake of brevity, about 8 to 10 hours go by. There's nothing really that anybody on the deck is seeing, so I'm sure staring out into nothing gets pretty boring. And Rosahi at this point walks up to you, Natalie.
Mm-hmm.
And looks at you for a moment. So, what can you offer to help here? Seem a bit too scrawny for the heavier sort of deals that we do around here.
Well, I do study magic, so I could try to help out with that. Oh, do you have any need of meals or clean water?
No, we have that under control.
Well, in that case, suppose I could help someone else work a bit more quickly if need be.
She raises her brows, now seemingly interested. How so?
Well, a couple of spells, enhance ability, if they need to do heavier lifting than most would be able to, or haste if they need to get it somewhere quickly.
That could certainly help. I'll keep it in mind. What about your friend over there, the one carrying all the metal?
Mithera chuckles, having been sort of listening in, looks down from the crow's nest and yells, "They're druid!"
She looks up as she's interrupted. Thanks for the explanation. So you might be able to help with calming the winds?
Oh, what was that?
You might be able to help with calming the winds or speeding up the pace of something, yes?
Yes, and I suppose if need be, I could summon some animals to help out. I believe apes are often would suffice to help carry things.
Very well. She gestures towards Cole at this point. And what about him?
Cole, you'd be better to ask him yourself. I know he's a good shot, but I'm not really sure what needs to be done around here.
She seems even more exasperated than she was when you first saw her. Seems a bit of a stark opposite compared to the captain. And she walks over to Cole now, reaching up to tap him on the shoulder. You.
Yes?
A bit skittish, are you? Do you not have sea legs? She
Not
smirks,
particularly.
kind of teasing.
I'll be honest, I do prefer to travel by foot, but distance is quite extreme. I haven't been on a boat in a number of years, actually.
You don't seem to have quite the steady footing, she says as she glances down at where you're standing and then back up towards you. Regardless of you not being able to be steady on your feet, what can you offer in terms of defense, as your friend up in the crow's nest has offered?
I can carry stuff and I'm good with my hands.
Sounds like your average sailor. What can you offer that they can't? Josh?
Hold on.
In the meantime, the Minuet is currently busy with the heavy lifting, helping the pull weights with strapping and unstrapping ropes, making sure rope coils are out of the way and stays nice and neat in its place, sweeping when nothing else is available.
Cole just sort of shrugs and then just gestures back. Well, as I heard she mentioned, I am quite shot. I am more of a fighter myself.
She glances at your guns, which You haven't specified you've hidden, so she can technically see them.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting contraptions you have there.
Not many can use them the way I do.
Really now.
Yes, really.
It's at this point, Cole, that you realize that she may have taken that as a challenge. Do you want to test that theory?
I'm never one to shy away from a challenge.
The Sarah, meanwhile, is glancing down at this like, oh, this is going to be entertaining. I half want to place bets.
Why is it that whenever Cole gets into a challenge, people are like, ooh, bet?
Because he's a scrawny little gunslinger.
He's a scrawny little gunslinger who can run his mouth.
Pretty much, yeah.
She holds out one of her hands as if to say, well then.
He places one of the pepper boxes in her hand.
She takes it, examines it for a moment, tests the barrel just to get a feel for it. It is now too dark and I can't see my dice, but it's also too bright for my head. Great. Delightful. Having a grand old day. Oh. Alright. Seems simple enough to me.
Lythera is going to try and wave at Naminue to get her to pay attention to what's going on. Because, look, that's a betting opportunity.
I need Naminue to roll perception because you're in the crow's nest.
Yep, I know. I know. That's what makes this funny.
I need a perception roll from the barbarian.
Please see me being stupid.
The only light on in my room currently is my flashlight. And it's still too much. Yeah, no. Naminue doesn't really seem to notice anything.
Damn it.
Ryan, however... Actually, Ryan, you would be watching this at this point, because they're not too far from you. You watch as the first mate looks over one of Cole's guns, tests the barrel, readies a shot, and looks over towards one of the crewmates, a young blonde-haired woman who looks a little bit nervous for some reason. But
oh, no.
it doesn't seem, just from the way that you've glanced over all of the people here, their nervousness is generally from a sense of, because of the fact that she mentioned pirates before, they're used to having problems on their voyages. So the nervousness is more apprehension in keeping an eye out than anything else. And the first mate looks towards her and says, "Sure, could you toss one up?" She's like, "Oh, sure, one moment." She picks up a small, seemingly empty box and tosses it up, and she immediately, without even looking in the direction of where it was tossed, points towards the towards the box with the pepper box and takes a shot and pierces it right through, sending it over the deck into the ocean. And then hands it back, butt of the gun first. It just doesn't seem that difficult to me.
Very nice, very nice. Hey, DM, I have a question.
Yes.
Are there any birds in the air?
You monster.
How dare you?
So you're the type till dawn to shoot the squirrel?
Look, that seemed too simple, so now Cole has to go above.
You know,
My question wasn't answered. Are there any birds in the air?
Sorry, had to talk to someone. Make a perception check.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah, I know.
24.
Can Natalie do an insight on how Cole plans to one-up here?
You certainly can try.
Well, considering the fact that he's sort of looking
shit,
up.
That's a 9.
Oh, never mind. Maybe he's just looking at some clouds.
Yeah, as far as you're concerned, he's looking around just trying to enjoy the day. Everything's fine. Anyhow. Yeah, you've seen a couple of birds around, a few seagulls, here and there, a couple of more strange looking birds, but they just seem to be ocean faring, just flying out to small little islands that don't really hold anything except for sand and beach.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Because Cole is definitely going to shoot one of them.
Out of the sky?
Yes.
I need you to roll with disadvantage.
this looks so dumb if you fail.
Okay, but he's also focusing a bit. Yes, I am spending a grit point. So with disadvantage? Okay.
Well, if you're using a grit point to cancel out the disadvantage,
I'm not. No, I'm not.
what are you doing?
I'm using it to get focused aim, which adds my con modifier. So I'll fire arm attack. It's only a +2.
You're doing what now?
I'm using. Hold on. Do you need me to send it to you?
No, I need you to tell me what you did. It cut out.
Oh, I'm using focused aim, in
no,
which
1 second.
Oh, rip.
Look.
I thought this was going to be one of those telltale moments where it's like, Blank will remember that.
Everyone will remember that.
It will be. It'll be funny. But also bad. This entire adventure is a telltale. Everyone will remember this.
It was just, you kill one seagull now, and then
Just for
hard.
our sake, Cole, please make sure you don't shoot an albatross.
You shoot a seagull down, and then, like, months later, an avatar of nature just comes down and passes judgment on Cole because of it.
Honestly, an avatar of anything could come down and pass judgment on Cole.
It wasn't that bad. It tasted like raspberry.
What do I want to know?
My
By
dumbass
the way.
dad decided to pour powder for, like, you know those powder packets for stuff you pour in water?
Oh.
He decided to pour it in the water and thought that it would immediately spread by itself without shaking it up, and he tasted a good portion of the powder. This is the man who brought me into existence.
Anyways, am I rolling or what?
Yes. Rolls disadvantage.
Okay. Uh, 21?
Here we go.
Okay. I really wasn't planning on this to happen. But of all things, I probably should have. The funniest fucking thing is that you mention albatrosses, and I wasn't even thinking about that because there is a type of bird called a booby. And it is a seabird. Anyway, yeah, that's more than enough.
There are boobies. There are coots. There are, yeah, just pick a seabird.
Oh, I'm going to give myself a worse migraine from laughing too much. But regardless, 21 is more than enough. You take aim at one of the birds flying overhead, and you take a shot, and you see it flutter and then fall into the ocean. Meanwhile, the first mate is now looking at you as if you had lost your mind.
Natalie gasps as she watches it fall sadly into the ocean.
You could have just used one of the smaller
And
unused
in many ways,
boxes.
completely oblivious to the.
Would have heard the gunshot go off, but okay.
Sarah, just under her breath, nice shot, but that was dumb.
That's okay. That's just Cole as a whole. Nice shot, but it was dumb.
Nice shot, stupid decision. You realize I am going to eventually draw all your characters with quotable things about them. Well, that's going to be close.
Nice shot, but dumb decision.
Nice shot, stupid decision.
You're going to do the character shaming thing?
Sorta. Regardless.
Cole just shrugs like, wouldn't have been as impressive if I just did what you did.
I was gonna draw everyone's characters for Christmas, but then I was tired. So, sorry guys.
It's fine.
So she looks at you, Cole, as you say that. Guys, you did not have to show off. I was asking to see if you actually knew how to use your own weapons or if they were simply toys. Regardless. As long as you're certain of your shot.
I am.
You remind me of someone I met along the shore, actually.
Oh?
Real strange, man. But then you hear the captain say, Rosahi, I need your help up here. I'll have fun and head back. Lysera, I need a perception roll from you. With disadvantage because you were paying attention to something else.
I'd also like to point out that disadvantage didn't really do all that much because
No.
with focus aim it is a +10.
So I don't have to roll a second time.
That one?
Yep.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
You try to look up again, but either you get an eyelash in your eye or there's just something in the air and it just messes with your eyesight. You don't really see anything. It takes you a while to get rid of whatever got in your eye. That was funny to watch, though, and to watch him do something pretty stupid. It's always fun when people roll a natural 1 on a perception roll. Thanks for this.
It is.
Some of the bird fluff from the dead thing got in my eyes. It's fine.
It's got a few feathers in your eyes, don't worry.
It looked like an exploding pigeon.
That's horrific.
Poof.
Please.
I hate you guys. So, about
I'll be right back.
About 6 more hours pass. It's getting into dusk of the first day. And, You, Cole and Lysera, you both see the captain step away and hand the control of the ship over to Rosahi and take out a spyglass after setting some strange goggles on and looking out through the spyglass. And then he steps back, closes the spyglass, and he's looking over towards starboard, towards something, and then says something under his breath to Rosahi, who nods and turns the ship slightly, possibly to avoid something. And there doesn't seem to be anything else that's a problem. However, the crew is starting to get a little bit more tired, and people are starting to turn in. So the orc that was with Rosahi and Jax is still up and about, seemingly unfazed by the fact that it's turning into nighttime, and is in fact sitting up top with the both of them. So, nighttime, Cole is not having a great time in general. Because nighttime is not good for humans. Humans and their eyes don't work that way.
Seeing? What's seeing?
There's a lot less birds out. In fact, you only see like a couple here and there every like 40 minutes. Then over the course of the past 2 hours, you haven't seen any. Everything seems calm for the time being. You could turn in for the night or do whatever.
So, have we been shown to where we will be
Yes.
staying on the ship at any point?
Yes, you are. It's implied that
Yeah.
Rayanne and Naminue had shown where you were staying.
All right.
Or at the very least, you would assume that when Naminue had started getting tired, she'd be walking to where they would be resting.
And did you say the captain was out and about on the ship?
Yes.
Or...
Still up with Rosahi currently, and Vargon.
Oh, sorry, you kind of cut out the first part for that.
Jax, Rosahi, and Vargon are all still up near the wheel of the ship.
Before turning in for the night, Natalie will go to Rosahi and sort of ask, is there anything you need to... So the crew is getting to bed now, so is there anything you need us to do in the meanwhile overnight?
She looks over at Jax, who, now that you're a little closer to him, he looks like he's dozing off in his seat. He is a human, and there's 2 non-humans keeping watch for him. I think we'll be doing just fine. You should turn in. Can't have our wonderful guards be any sort of sleep deprived should we be attacked.
All right.
He looks over at Vargon
Natalie?
now and says, Could you take the captain to his... I think he's being stubborn again. And he snorts away. He's like, I'm not being stubborn. I'm doing great. They both just snort. Have a lovely evening, Smith. You've got this.
As Natalie head off to her room for the night.
Is Lucera still up in the crow's nest, or did she come down?
She is going to stay in the crow's nest. She is, however, going to call down to Rosalie that she may only need to take about 4 hours to rest. So whenever she feels like taking a break, she can.
There's a slight
first watch.
wave of understanding. Just got it from her.
Mm-hmm.
So Sarah does watch as the orc Vargon just lifts a very disgruntled-looking Captain Jax, who is definitely arguing against it, out of his seat and carries him into what would be easily presumed as his quarters. I need you to roll perception.
Advantage, disadvantage, yes, no,
Evens out.
or normal.
The normal roll.
Okay. That would be a 25.
During the time that you spend keeping watch during the night, you don't really see anything that could be deemed as dangerous or a threat. And in fact, it's a rather peaceful night. So far, at least. So for the next 3 hours, you don't really see anything. You're just in the middle of the ocean on your way to Waterdeep. Some apt time for self-reflection, if Lucera would like. I just...
Oh, good. Give her more time for that. That's fine.
So after about 30 minutes after the 3-hour point, Rosahi shouts up towards you and says, Go ahead and take your break. I've got it from here.
Um, I wonder if I can actually do this. Luthera laughs, waves down, and makes herself a little bit more comfortable in the crow's nest, looking up towards the stars.
Okay.
She'll take her trance here, right at in the crow's nest for now.
All right.
Beneath the moon.
Next 4 hours go off without a hitch. Trance completed. It is starting to get into early morning, around dawn, when you break from your trance. However, you can barely start to see the sun beginning to rise. You do, however, see when you look up out of the crow's nest and down towards Rosahi, that Jax is now standing there and Rosahi is nowhere to be found, presumably to do what you've been doing for the past 4 hours. And he notices that you're looking at him and waves cheerily in a good morning gesture.
Luthera chuckles and gives a wave back and continues her watch.
Who would be up at this hour? Ryan hates the morning, but would it be in Evenwood? I know Natalie and Ryan aren't good for the morning.
Yeah.
So apparently Naminue has made tea for everybody.
Aw.
Hmm.
Thank you.
It's basically the hickory root tea, which is the old cowboy version of the caffeinated tea. For, when you don't have coffee.
You are such a delight. I need you to actually roll perception as you're coming out on deck to hand a cup to the captain.
The gallery is below decks. And below decks is where they have the people too. So I'm not up on top of deck yet. I'm in the gallery.
All right. The early morning seems to go off without a hitch as well. Everyone's starting to wake up and thank Naminue, off and on, with some people being a bit more quiet and reserved than others. And the work starts again. I'm actually...
Well, you're right there. Welcome, gotta have something nice and hot in the morning to drink to help wake you.
At this point, Naminue, you actually hear behind you in the gallery the slightly sluggish voice of Rosahi saying, "Have that, right?" And she's just now fixing and making sure her braid isn't coming undone or looks any sort of disheveled during her trance state. It's a little bit of a delight to see that someone's making something like this for the whole group. Glad to know that there are a few kindly sort, especially in that blasted kingdom. Have you seen my my friend, or Vargan? Have you seen him?
I don't know.
You have not. He has not come in here.
No, sorry, I haven't seen him yet.
He must either be asleep or the captain again. Uh, Don't mind him if he doesn't speak much. He's not really much of a talker. And my voice doesn't want to do voice right now. I am drinking tea, and I am in migraine hell. So the fact that I'm doing any voice right now is probably going to kill me tomorrow morning. She does nod, however, towards you, Naminue, and thanks as she has her own cup of tea and heads out onto deck to check up on the captain and the one in the crow's nest. At which point she actually does stop and look up towards the crow's nest and goes, "How are you doing up there?" Towards you, Lythera.
Enjoying the weather.
Seems like. Doesn't seem all that comfortable to be sleeping up there.
Trust me, I've slept on worse.
As an adventurer, I would assume as such.
One that's seen a fair share of insane things, yes.
You hear the faintest of chuckles from her, Lythera, as she heads up to keep Jax company. Oof. Okay. For sake of...
So are we all up at this point, or?
At this point, all of you would either be fully awake or just rousing, because it's about 8:30 in the morning, and the hustle and bustle is not something you're quite used to.
Right.
It would have woken you up. The latest Ryan can sleep in is 8:30.
Makes sense.
And that's quite late from a sailor's perspective.
Yeah.
Terribly late.
And it's not helping your case.
Yeah, well.
It really isn't.
Really?
And Natalie will get woken up a bit earlier than she'd like, but we'll still go out to see to the galley and see, hey, the menu is serving tea. Oh, thank you, Naminue. Didn't know you could make this.
I'm not, for those listening, I'm not going to do every day of the journey. The fun bit was just seeing what they would do on the first. And I just cracked my back. Hell yes. Man, I sound old.
Crotchety old person.
Might as well be. Kinda. That's not exactly what happened. Not exactly.
If there's not much conversation, then by the end of morning meal, Natalie will just finish up tea and go onto the deck
Oh
of
yeah,
the ship.
Cole's around. Cole's totally around.
Somewhere.
Go up to the deck of the ship and wait. If there are any problems he could help with.
For the sake of brevity and travel, we're going to say that the next 5-ish days go rather pleasantly. Not much really happens. There's a few worried murmurs, and then there's jokes played off between each of the crewmates. You hear a couple of them talk about different ships that tried to attack this one, and, well, guess which one's still standing. They seem to play it off really smoothly, not all that concerned with the idea of being attacked by pirates or mercenaries on the sea at any given moment. You get the sense that they're quite used to the idea, and in fact, that might be one of the reasons some of them still stick around for the adventure. You are really paranoid.
If those kind of jokes get around the ship, Natalie, while, not being called to do much, will try and attract a gull or two over with Goodberry and cast Speak with Animals.
You are very paranoid, Josh. Can I just mention a thing?
Never.
Can I just open my mouth and say things?
Nah.
Rude.
Go ahead, though.
As a DM, no.
Legally not.
So does that work?
Yeah, it works because it's suddenly weird food. There's a couple that appear off and on, but they don't really seem to venture this far out from the mainland because that's a while out for birds to be.
Right. But luckily that means there's enough for everyone. As you guys speak with animals and ask them, have you seen any of the ships about in these waters?
I keep forgetting that that's the thing you can do.
Speak with animal. Well, this one isn't in many ways natural speak with animals. This is casting the spell speak with animals.
I can't wait till I have the player's handbook.
I can verbally communicate with beasts for the duration, 10 minutes. The knowledge and awareness of the beast is limited by their intelligence, but at minimum they can give information about nearby locations and monsters, including what they can perceive and have left. Yeah, all that.
The answer you get back from the bird is that it hasn't seen anything around other than you, which is why it came over. At least not in the past day.
All right. Well, thank you.
After answering, it flies off and heads back to what you presume to be mainland.
That'll set her mind a bit at ease.
What? My brain is slowly starting to process less and less.
Me? Yeah.
This is generally just the mood whenever I try and DM with a migraine.
Should we pause?
No.
Pause here? No?
We might when we get to Waterdeep and start there. I hate doing this, but...
When the voyage is over, it makes sense to leave it there. This has been...
basically 2.5 hours of me struggling to act like a normal human being.
If you have a migraine, it's fine. We can...
That's what I'm trying to say.
Yeah,
He's probably going to throw me directly into the ocean.
More important than a...
No, I know that.
Well, let's get off the ocean first, then we can throw you directly in, okay?
Right. So the next day goes off without a hitch, and Lysera, you're actually the first person to see the beginnings of Waterdeep. You've been here before. It's barely changed at all in the past 100 years. If anything, it's gotten a touch bigger. being the crown of the North, you would expect nothing less. It's currently just active to so many degrees. The docks are busy. You can see a good number of small people in the distance as you approach that are going to and from places on in the deck and docks area. I'm getting worse.
Just a little bit.
A little bit. In the docks area, and the rather upsetting bit of all this for you, Lysera, is that it's getting colder. You're not good with colder weather. You don't like it. It's not friendly. It messes everything up on so many levels. But regardless, this is where you need to go, and you know it, so you shrug it off. And you actually do start to hear Jax and Rosahi start giving orders to people that they've spotted land and that they're coming upon Waterdeep. You actually do, I need you to roll perception.
Shall we all roll?
You can if you want to.
Okay. Please, everybody else do, because that was once again a nat 1.
Oh, great. I've cursed everybody else today.
I am only allowed to do nat 20s and nat 1s, apparently.
Modify
Oh,
20.
no.
Shit,
I thought I was going to be doing bad today. Everybody's rolling, like, below 15.
I got Everyone's been rolling under 15 but me.
My rolls have been nat 1 and 5.
My rolls
Nat
have been
1.
like...
Nat 20. Nat 1.
The
You're
only low one I
min-maxing like
had was
hell.
an 11.
Yeah.
Anyways, modify 20.
Did everyone else seriously roll below a 5?
Apparently.
Oh, we're rolling.
How?
Inception right now. Okay, let me do.
Cole's the only one with eyes.
Really?
So I'm at.
No,
That being said,
you guys.
That being said, unless Cole does roll in that one, he's always guaranteed to get 9 or higher.
My average roll for the session is a 3.
Mood. Regardless, Cole, as you're looking towards the direction of where their gesturing land is, you overhear Jax and Rosahi talking about a place that they need to stop by when they come back. And you recognize the name, Teresa. You really wish that you hadn't been tuning in, and you try to not let them catch on.
Uh-oh.
But otherwise, there's no problems, and after about 45 more minutes, you are all settled into dock, and everyone's getting off and starting to load things in from Waterdeep that had been waiting for them or had been brought out before they got there. But a good number of the crew is actually heading into Waterdeep, presumably to have some fun. And you're all on the ship. Lysera presumably got out of the crow's nest.
Yep.
And you're currently in Waterdeep, a massive city full of various types of people, and occasionally you swear you see someone that looks kind of shady, but you're not sure if that's just you being paranoid after so many mishaps having happened, or that someone's actually being suspicious, but you play it off and everyone else doesn't seem to really care all that much. And there is a number of shops that seem to have a lot more traffic than others, and some of them look like bars that you watch some of the crew actually walk into as if they're regulars there. The captain actually takes Rosahi and Bargan by the arms and say, well, we're off. You guys have fun. And leads them off. Both of them roll their eyes as if this is a normal occurrence for them being in Waterdeep. Welcome to the Crown of the North.
Lithera nods and says thanks to them as they leave and pulls her hood up in order to try and hide her face. Ah, Waterdeep.
Before we leave, Natalie feeling like she's not really pulled her weight on the ship much. We'll do a conjure animals at 5th level to summon some apes to help out with unloading.
That's nice. The crew that stayed behind, which is about half of them, actually do look at you, Natalie, as you do this, and nod and thanks and continue what they're doing.
Just tell them what you need. Just tell them what you need them to do, and they'll help out.
They snort and say, "All right, you got it."
Yeah, that's she turns to go off with the rest of the party.
We'll leave it there because, God, my head's killing me.
Question: do we all have wind-burnt tan?
That's a character choice.
I don't think scales can tan.
Natalie more likely has a sunburn.
Delightful. Someone forgot to bring the SPF 70, huh?
Fortunately, there's no magic sunscreen. I mean, unless tiny hut counts, you know.
Technically. Anyway, we'll pick up in Waterdeep, Crown of the North.
Yay!
Woo!
Oh, joy.